Okay, that should be up. YouTube has recognized that we've got a stream going on. That's good. And now I can add the thumbnail, so that's not too painful. It's just kind of dumb that I have to add it.
Mm-hmm.
Save. Oh, I can see myself now. Hooray! I wish I had some H3 music or something. All right. Connection is excellent. Oh, we love to see it. It's not updating on my feed, the thumbnail, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna tweet out the link. Just kidding. You don't hear that feedback?
It might be me.
Okay,
I don't know what to do about
it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, get shareable link. All right, I'm gonna tweet this out.
Okay, it's like a 5 to 10 second delay.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's the link. I'm not gonna delay it anymore. So cool. Are we ready to get started, dude?
Yep.
All right. I don't even know what's going on. I'm going to keep it casual and say that just as an introduction, because this probably requires some sort of introduction. Usually I do a weekly news catch up, and I thought it'd be cool to make this more podcast style and bring on my bro, Jeremy. Wisdom for you. Very cool, Kanye. What's up, Jeremy?
Very good. Do you know, by the way, fun fact, the last time we were on YouTube together, not including my own video with your voice in it.
No, what were you saving this fun fact?
Oh yeah, I mean, I literally just looked it up. 12 years ago
Aww.
was the last time we did something.
So people can compare this side by side. So
yeah.
So anyway, this is going to be archived as a substitute video in lieu of me like editing a video, so everyone can like catch up over the weekend and stuff. But basically, Jeremy, CinemaCon 2022 has come and gone. I don't know what I'm saying. And essentially you had like all the big movie studios come in from, like Disney and Warner Brothers and all that stuff. And so they had a lot of great information. I couldn't make individual videos on them, so I thought this would be a great time to catch up on it. So I want to talk about Disney first because I was a little disappointed in Disney. Disney at CinemaCon basically only showed a bunch of footage. I was like, okay, what's going on with that? But let's see.
They didn't have like flute guy going out there for 20 minutes.
Like at E3.
I'm ready for Disney. I got my Marvel on.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready for the DC section.
Team
but listen, that's why I carved out some Spider-Man time for you. It's like Jeremy's the Spider-Man fan, I'm the Batman fan, so we will all have our time. But yeah, so they got to screen footage, lucky them, for like Black Panther 2, a little bit of that, a little bit of Lightyear, a little bit of Avatar. Jeremy, are you ready for Avatar 2?
Am I ready for Avatar 2? Yeah, I mean it's been long enough, I suppose.
Okay, well, awesome. You're going to be the first person in line and the only person buying tickets. All right, but what interested me was that apparently when Kevin Feige, our Marvel Studios overlord, went on stage, and this is the part where I get to share my screen and try to figure out what I'm doing here. He went on... the technical difficulties. There we go. Kevin Feige went on stream and
I can see that. That's good.
Wow. That's awesome. Because we have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Eric Davis tweeted and said he was going from CinemaCon to a Marvel creative retreat where they have the next decade of Marvel movies lined up. Ain't that something?
God.
how are we feeling about 10 more years of MCU? I mean, it's nice, that they've got it all planned
Hmm.
out, right?
Yeah. I feel like, well, it's not surprising, right? I'm actually surprised that they didn't already plan the next, 10 years of this universe. But again, it just, I don't know. There's beauty to things ending. All right, I don't know.
Ooh, fancy. There's beauty to things ending. Well,
Or at
yeah,
least
it's
getting
like
a break from it. That'd be something.
I don't know, man. I think they're running so strong that they just feel like they have to keep going, that they feel like they have to have more and more and more. Um, Whereas it's also like, well, if you look at DC right now, DC is kind of on the struggle bus still because I don't know if you've heard this. They merged with Discovery. And so now they're kind of under new leadership and they want their own Kevin Feige. So I'm like, this is the blueprint, right?
I mean, yeah, that's not bad for them. I hope they get a Kevin Feige because the last decade for them has been a mess.
Let's see, really quick. Natalie, my good friend, is that your brother? Yeah, oh, she hasn't seen you in such a long time.
Hello. I can see the text too. That's cool.
Yeah, we're live. Thank you, Natalie, for stopping by. Yeah, we are live. Yes, baby brother Jeremy. If you dig deep enough into my channel, he will be there. You look like a little munchkin back then. Check him out, Wisdom for You YouTube channel for all your gaming needs. But anyway, we're all warped up. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised about them doing a 10-year map out. They kind of need it, especially with all these projects going on. And we were just talking about like Eternals and
Yeah.
Shang-Chi and Moon Knight and how they feel so disconnected right now because there's just so much. Like the more you do, the more lore you have to incorporate and the more messy this web gets. So I'm like, I get it. I get it at least.
Well, yeah, you said it perfectly with the. What did you say? They're casting such a big web now that none of it feels like the same universe anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah. It
Which
makes
I think was the beauty of the first, I don't know, kind of phase of these first phase or two of the Marvel movies is that, I mean, we didn't know we were getting Avengers, but everything made sense. Like, yeah, I guess I could see an Iron Man living in a world with a Captain America and a Hulk and a Thor and all these different things.
yeah, so they are putting it together again. And I think the good thing is that when they did come right out of the gate, it wasn't like DC where they had to scramble and be like,
Mm.
how do we make they didn't like rush into it. So it was kind
Yeah.
of just by happenstance that it happened so perfectly. But at the end of the day, it's a business and it's like, okay, I did the first thing kind of on the fly and now we really need to buckle down into it. So I don't know. I say this like it's a bad thing, like 10 more years of Marvel. That's like the only thing I want.
And yeah, that is at this point the only things I'm seeing in movies. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. Come on.
Yeah. So very cool, Kevin Feige. We hope you have a great retreat. I hope
Oh
to see
yeah.
you there, buddy. Sipping
What
a
I meant was that I'm very excited for this 10 years.
yes.
Please
Kevin
invite me to the
Feige.
premieres.
Kevin Feige will watch this stream.
He's gonna remember that.
Um are we ready to move on to we'll talk about Marvel a little bit more, but are we ready to move on to the next announcement? So DC, I didn't even ask you. I just went for it. DC has announced the big one for me. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
The Batman 2 is coming. Now, I think for me, I wasn't. There were a lot of people who were like, "Oh my gosh, is Warner Brothers going to announce the Batman 2 over at CinemaCon?" And I was like, they don't need to. Like they really don't. I know they probably had like a whole lot of other stuff planned, but I was like, they really. I know that it was like in your just heart of hearts, that the Batman 2 was confirmed, but it's
Mhm.
at least nice to hear it. Um, let's see. there was a quote. So they did, it wasn't just kind of on the fly. So what happened was, I'm just going to read from the Hollywood Reporter here. So the Warner Brothers chief movie officer said Matt Reeves took one of our most iconic and beloved superheroes and delivered a fresh vision. You love to hear it. And then he says Matt Reeves, Rob Pattinson, and the entire team will be taking audience back to Gotham with the Batman 2. No date announced, but it's coming. So I gotta ask. I think I'm already spoken for, but Jeremy, are you looking forward to a Batman 2, dude?
I don't know if I could say looking forward to, but I think that first movie, because you and I very much disagree on how we feel about that first movie. But having said that, I think if you look at something like Batman Begins, how when it came out, it was received well, but not nearly as good as The Dark Knight, but it laid that foundation for something to be as amazing as The Dark Knight. So that's kind of how I feel with this first one. They had some great ideas that I think if they improve, if they cut it down by like an hour and really like drill in on those ideas that they had in the first movie, they could be something amazing.
So you are looking forward to part 2? I need that on camera.
I am. Yeah, no, hold on. You
Say it
can't get
into say it right here into the mic.
an out of context clip of me saying this. The best I'll say is that we'll have to wait and see. But potentially they could do something very cool.
It would be like Amber Heard's lawyer. Have you seen that stuff where where yesterday, I think this was like yesterday, Johnny Depp had brought a witness to the stand. She's like a psychologist. You guys need to see this. She was so great. They were like, basically the lawyer would ask her some dumb questions. She's like, did you have dinner and drinks with Johnny Depp on the night of such and such?
Yeah.
And she's like, we did have dinner and we did have drinks, but it was for a formal interview. And so I'm trying to get a gotcha moment out of this. Oh, okay. I think you've got a supporter, Jeremy. The Batman was only okay. Wow. So Natalie has been demoted. She's no longer my best friend on live television. No, I get it. Like, I think for me, it was a different movie, and like I'll say it on camera. The selling point for me was the Robert Pattinson Batman. I mean, it had everything. It had everything that a Tumblr girl could ask for, and so for me, it was the perfect movie. I don't, as a comic book movie, it has its strengths and it has its weaknesses, but I mean, I am dedicating my life to Matt Reeves. Oh, actually, I thought this would be the perfect time to show that I got the Art of the Batman book. Wow, look at that. This thing is like $40 from Abram Books, but I got it on sale at Amazon. I think when it switches to single cam, it kicks you out. But
yeah,
I mean, the real star of the show is this, so who am I to complain? No, I mean this is not advertisement time. It's a really nice book. Get some really nice art. I reviewed some of Abrams' art books before, specifically from Star Wars that they did send to me, so I always appreciate a good art book. But okay, then. I think what we can both agree on, Natalie is killing me here. We are a group package, you and me. Yeah, we'll see about that. Talk to me when you've seen the Batman 5 times.
That's not a joke, by the way.
No. Officially in the 5-timers club. But okay, what I was trying to get at is essentially we both think that there's a lot of potential here. And I was thinking like every single time a conversation for the Batman 2 comes up, people are like, oh my gosh, who should be the next villain? And I was thinking like it kind of reminds me of Spider-Man, to where you have, I would say, between Batman on the DC side and then Spider-Man on the Marvel side, they're kind of one-to-one when it comes to like iconic, both good guys and bad guys. And I think that's pretty cool because it's kind of like the one franchise where we can actually be like, ooh, this is what I want to see. So the big question is, who really quick, who do we want to see? What would make it a great movie in the Batman 2 if we could have insert villain here?
This is definitely probably unexpected. I think there is a way to do Mr. Freeze the way we've never seen before that could probably be very good for this Batman. And that's all I'll say. I gotta pitch it. I gotta pitch it to Warner Brothers before I say more.
Man, yeah, they will come and swoop the idea. Mr. Freeze. Yeah, that was kind of the first one. I was like, we haven't seen him since the 90s movies.
Mhm.
The Riddler came back from the 90s. I think I want to continue to have like a deep movie. I think you could, if you do the Mr. Freeze narrative, it could be kind of sad, you know, they go back to his whole thing about his wife. I really want to see a good Scarecrow done. I really like the idea of manipulation and, you know, maybe creating some kind of mind gas to really trip him up and have it be really, I don't know, like Moon Knight, you know, has been really trippy recently. And I do like that stuff, even though I kind of complained about it in my last review. But having said that, I think it could get kind of dark and twisted, play mind games on you. I think Matt Reeves would be able to handle that pretty well. And it should also be 3 hours long.
I'll say 2.5. We'll settle for that. Scarecrow, yeah, so we got him in Batman Begins, and that whole movie's kind of about fear, but you don't really see Scarecrow do these like really big mind games the way we do in say like the Arkham Asylum games, right? So I think that could be interesting. There's room for that. Almost kind of like that segment we got in Spider-Man. What was it? Far From Home with Mysterio.
Yeah,
where he goes in that, you know, sequence. That could be, you could do something with that.
Yeah, like we need a whole movie like that where it's very deceptive. I don't know what else I was gonna say about that, but maybe I'll do a whole movie on it, our whole video on it at some point. I'm sure I have
that'll be your pitch to Warner Brothers.
Yeah, we'll all go into their Bugs Bunny office and, you know, have a nice chat. Okay, speaking of Batman, and maybe wherever else DC is going down this rabbit hole. So also at CinemaCon, we are kind of going, you know, into the multiverse of madness with them. And they've obviously have the Flash movie coming out with the infamous Ezra Miller. And there actually was kind of a small description here. So what the critics got to see were, they described in this kind of preview that for the Flash, they said there were wild crashes, a bending universe, a young Superman, and a throwback Batman, aka Michael Keaton, which drew cheers as a brief trailer debuted. The Flash asked the question, "Are you in?" Then we see Keaton without his mask, but in a Batman suit with grayish hair, who retorts in his deadpan style, "You want to go nuts? Let's get nuts."
Yeah, of course. I'm something of a scientist myself, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good for DC to, is it pandering or exploiting this craving for, what would you call it, nostalgia?
Yeah, but it works. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna go see it.
I know. I think my problem is it's starting to, I like splashed water myself, dude. Oops. I was drinking. 9 times out of 10, if I drink something, it always misses my mouth. But anyway, so what I feel like is happening right now with the DCEU is that it's starting to feel a bit like a graveyard. I don't know why. I'm just getting this feeling that, you know, take for instance, you've got Joss Whedon, who was causing all sorts of heck on the set of Justice League. And then you have Ezra Miller, who currently they're causing all sorts of havoc in Hawaii. And it's just not a good look. On top of, you know, Gal Gadot has been talking about, you know, her treatment and how she had some stuff with Joss Whedon, and Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, and you know, Ben Affleck like being driven into depression or something. Like it's never it just never seemed like it was a good look. And then on top of the, you know, Jared Leto as well as the Joker and him just being, you know, all sorts of fun. It just seems like a cracking facade, and I'm like, maybe it is just time to let the DCEU die and try not to, I don't know, try not to push it any further.
Ooh. Well, they're kind of doing this weird, what do you call, like a soft reboot is what it feels like.
Yeah.
So, and it, you know, we got the Suicide Squad, which was received well. You and I enjoyed Aquaman and Shazam.
Upon my rewatch, it was a little cringe. Aquaman.
Which one? Oh, Aquaman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember when we
man.
first saw it, we said it had like this weird Disney Channel movie vibe,
Yeah.
right? So like, maybe
and
I
it's
wouldn't
got
enjoy
Amber Heard in it, dude. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look.
Yeah. Let go of the DCEU. I don't know. There feels like they're doing, Warner Brothers in general is doing this Hail Mary of like, Robert Pattinson Batman, Joaquin Phoenix Joker, Shazam. There's a kid superhero now, and so, and some of it worked. The question is, can they get it into the Marvel formula and make it this series that we want to watch? And maybe.
I'm sorry. Just watching my personal drama unfold between me and my long-standing high school best friend. Anywho, wow, what a momentous occasion! Breaking up with my best friend on live TV.
Yeah, that changed the title.
Yeah, breaking up with my friend. Yeah, it is really like a mad scramble. DC has like 6 universes going on. You know, they've got, like you were saying, Joker is kind of in its own timeline, Justice League DCU, the Batman timeline, which is going to be expanding even more, right? Like the sequel, the Penguin series, maybe an Arkham series. And on top of that, it's like, and now we're going to the Flash, and we were talking about this the other day, like having like 3-ish concurrent Batmans.
Yeah.
On top
Batmans or Jokers, all right?
Both, right? Because we're bringing back Keaton. Yeah, right? We're bringing back Keaton.
Oh, no.
They said, THR in this article said the film marks Keaton's first time playing Batman since 1992, Batman Returns, while Ben Affleck also reprises his role as the Dark Knight for the film, which deals with multiple timelines. And they also say the project will introduce Supergirl, played by some other actress who's not the one from the CW, essentially. So it's like they've got a lot going on here, and it's just a lot to shake up. On top of the like 6 Supermen that they have in the CW and the Batwoman, and I'm like, wow. Oh, DC.
Yeah, they got a lot.
But I mean, I guess they've managed so far to keep these separate, and maybe not equal, but to the point where it's manageable, you know, to the point where you know, like most people aren't going to be like, you know, well, why is that Michael Keaton and not Robert Pattinson? I mean, I might be like that, but it's okay. So that was just my kind of 2 cents that DC, just, I don't know, just let them run wild, let them have fun, I guess. If they want to continue the DCU, I know there's still a lot of big Snyder fans out there, man. There are a lot of big Snyder fans out there.
Really?
So. Yes, yeah. If you see anyone Warner Brothers tweet nowadays, I should test this out. Like if you go either to Warner Brothers or HBO Max, there's going to be either Snyder Bros in the comments asking to restore the Snyderverse, or a new fandom, Our Flag Means Death, because they have not renewed that for a season 2 yet.
What is that?
Our Flag Means, it's the show with Taika Waititi and the pirates that I was telling you to watch.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah,
I was telling you to watch that.
I'll get around to it.
Okay, let's do a random sample. This might not yield any results, but we're gonna do a live and see. This is called Who's in the Comments. They might be Batman fans. Our Flag Means Death. HBO Max, you suck. I forgot about that one. HBO Max, I need password. Snyder fan, here we go.
There it is.
All right. HBO Max, I need help. I need help. Our flag means death. Our flag means death. I need help. I need help. I need help. That one wasn't I need help. Okay, well, the other HBO fandom is I need help. The app is not loading. Not a lot of Snyder Bros. Okay, just as I said
There
that,
we go.
man. Just as I said that. Come on, Snyder
When
Bros,
will
rise
Batman
up.
v Superman? What did he say?
I don't even want to read it, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So, good stuff. That was just a little bit of live action. Taking a dive through Twitter. Not that I wanted to.
Always
Do you have
a
anything?
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Elon,
just
please just wipe
weird.
it, please. What?
It's just a little strange how really for a decade or two DC's been killing it in the animated game, in the animation game, right? Most of their animated stuff has been really 3 decades, because like the 90s Batman and Justice League and
Oh,
all that
okay.
stuff.
I was like,
Where Marvel has been so with it. They've had a few, big things. We had, and then I think in the video game department too, I think they're probably
DC
killing it there as well. Whereas Marvel's starting to get there, but not yet. So it's
Yeah.
weird that they just can't figure out movies.
Yeah. But I mean, as a whole, though, Warner Brothers and DC, like, as a big legacy, they're really holding themselves to. Well, okay. I just thought about Fantastic Beasts. Now I'm depressed.
What about Space Jam 2?
No. I think that's a threat. Like if you kind of double cross Warner Brothers, they threaten you to be in the next Space Jam movie. You don't want that to happen.
I'm just surprised that they didn't announce that Warner Brothers is going to be the next villain in Batman 2. That's not too far off, I think. What, the Space Jam 2 and The Matrix, right?
Look at Mr. Gordon. Hey man, we've got something you might want to see. Goes by the name of Warner Brothers. That was a good one, dude. Speaking of other comical villains, Sony comical studio villains.
Ooh.
That's okay.
Yikes.
Did you hear about this one, Jeremy? I sent you the notes.
Oh no. What is this? I have not heard of this.
All right, dude. Well, let me put it to you straight. Sony loves movies. Okay, who doesn't love movies?
Oh yeah.
Sony loves movies so much, dude, that they don't care if it's good or bad when they make it. So, Sony Pictures is the ultimate cinemaphile. You might be familiar with their latest hit, Morbius, featuring Dr. Michael Morbius, played by the honorary Jared Leto. First movie to sell 1 trillion tickets, $1 more billion. It was very successful at the box office.
I saw it 5 times.
As you should. And so Sony sat down and said, how do we replicate this? Imagine a Sony meeting. How do we replicate this? And, gosh, bring back Spider-Man characters that fans love, right? We were just talking about Batman and Spider-Man have the best characters in comic book history. So they sat down and opened the big book of Marvel and Spider-Man characters, and then they closed it, and they were like, we're going to do El Muerto. We're doing El Muerto, boys. So,
which I gotta say, I'm not familiar with that character.
Oh no. Well, listen, no one is.
And this might show how lame I am. I have no idea who Bad Bunny is either.
No, you're not. You're not the only person, dude. Obviously, everyone on the internet here is, kind of capitalizing on this. Who is El Muerto? I looked it up from prior. So this is a photo of him, and it might be the only photo of him in the entire comic book history. Because it's the same photo that keeps coming back up over and over. Let's see, who can tell us a little bit about El
Is he
Muerto?
new? Because I'm
This
seeing
was-
that looks like a Bane-looking guy with the Scarlet Spider, or not Scarlet Spider. What's the iron suit that he gets? That's
Oh
what it
yeah,
looks like.
little. It kind of looks like that. So he is. Deadline wrote this: the character of El Muerto, aka Juan Carlos, was a superpowered wrestler who originally fought Spider-Man in a charity wrestling match, in which he nearly unmasked the web slinger before being stung by Spider-Man with a paralyzing poison. After his oppressor El Dorado came to claim his life, he was saved by Spider-Man, after which the two team up to defeat El Dorado. And we got this covered. I usually don't go to them for much, but they said he's only made 2 comic appearances since his first appearance in 2006. So $1 billion, Jeremy. You're looking at a $1 billion. This is the birth of cinema.
Yeah, it's just stressing me out a little bit how successful this is going to be.
They're going to have so much money. They're not going to know what to do with it, dude. Every day at Sony, someone's going to come with a wheelbarrow of cash. And they're going to be like, just throw it in the pile. We don't know what to do.
Burn it. We don't need it.
We've got too much already. Yeah, dude. So, okay, this is Sony has already got a lot going on. Did you know they're making Kraven the Hunter movie?
I think I heard of that kind of.
Starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. Great character.
Yeah,
a lot of people have been raving about. Sony is gonna dunk on it. Madam Web. And a possible Spider-Woman movie from Olivia Wilde. At least she's working on it. And then, but it kind of seems like it's gonna be Spider-Woman. So it just, if I could drop the sarcasm, because every time with Sony, I'm like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? They already got Venom out. That was, okay. Venom 2, everyone fell asleep, and Morbius was the biggest, flaming pilot I've ever seen. So I'm not really sure where they're getting the audacity to continue this after such subpar results. And I would say even DC learned its lesson with Zack Snyder. Like, okay, if it's looking like it's going down the toilet, you need to come rescue your franchise. Why does Sony not listen?
Okay, well, if I gotta drop the yak like you, I'm gonna be honest. And this is coming from a guy that's probably seen every superhero movie in theaters. Did not see Morbius. Did not see Not only did I not see it 5 times, I didn't see it at all. So wow. I apologize on behalf of Sony. I don't know. Does Sony just not care? Is that what's going on?
I think so. They have a producer. His name is Avi Arad, I believe. And as someone had commented on one of my videos prior, they were kind of like, he's the guy who's sending all of the Sony movies down the toilet. And it could be that he's just so much on top, as far as the chain of command, that he's the only person who can stop himself. Aside from, I thought there was another head as well on Sony, but otherwise it's like no one is keeping themselves accountable. And
am I crazy? Who's Amy Pascal? What's she?
Amy Pascal, right? So
okay,
yeah, between those two, it's like, get it together. And there was that whole account. I don't know if I might have told you about this before, where Kevin Feige or someone had recounted that he had given them notes about Spider-Man, or how they should kind of just, like hand it over to us. And she had a whole fit. And, like, sometimes you just have to take the constructive criticism. You just have to like leave it to me,
It's weird. They already figured it out. Just let Marvel do it. Just give it to Marvel. It's like that Marvel did such a good job with the latest Spider-Man movie that people now think that they like the first 2 Amazing Spider-Mans. That's how good Marvel did.
Yeah. Like, wow, Andrew Garfield is amazing. Andrew Garfield, come back. No, you and I remember Budapest very differently. Um, but yeah, what I think what's happening is this delusion that okay, when Spider-Man comes on and they make $1 billion, that's awesome. They really are getting the wheelbarrows loaded up to their office, and then Kevin Feige comes by and puts some of it in his truck because he's like, well, it's still ours too. So they think that because they have this audience who loves Spider-Man, they love Tom Holland, that's for sure. But when they do it by themselves and they're like, well, if you love Spider-Man, you're gonna love Dr. Michael Morbius, Jeremy. That doesn't, that's not actually the reality of the case. So it's just a lesson that they have to learn. And I don't know how many movies it's gonna take for them to tank in order for the message to become clear. And it makes me wonder, like with the Avatar too, it's Fox, it's Disney, but it's like they've got 5 movies, 5 sequels planned. It's like, just take it slow. Warner Brothers with Fantastic Beasts. You don't need 5 movies. Take it slow first and see what the audiences want. So, yeah, I still think there's a lot of people trying to build up these universes when it's not always necessary because it isn't guaranteed.
Yeah, don't jump the gun. Like I felt like people can smell it, right? Like, oh, you're just trying to set up some more toys for us to buy. Okay.
Yeah.
Like no, build a really good, solid first movie, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. That needs to be like Dune. Warner Brothers was smart about that. I think they finally were starting to take caution. But that was it. And like the Batman, right? The Batman didn't automatically have a sequel. Dune didn't automatically have a sequel, but it was like, wow, the best movies were the ones that you weren't automatic. They will learn. They'll learn. And speaking of more sequels, Venom 3 is confirmed, dude.
Yes.
I'm just so happy.
Yes.
Woo,
I've been waiting
yeah,
for that news. Woo, baby.
I thought I would save that for, save the best for last, just so you would be excited about that. I am so glad, dude. That wasn't the last bit of news though. This is the last.
Venom 4?
Oh, I was supposed to have these banners. Whoops. We're just gonna do a speed run of everything we talked about. Hey, react to Venom 3 again. Hey, Venom 3 is coming out.
Oh yeah, Venom 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Sony. I love Venom. Venom's my favorite guy.
All right, now our last. Now I can have the lower third. Now this looks professional. Yesterday, as tired as I was, ready to go, believing that CinemaCon was over and it had nothing else to offer, they drop this wonderful bombshell from Lionsgate Studios, that of which I didn't even believe was still in business. Here it is, the Blake. Oh, advertising.
Adidas.
Get away. Oh, there we are. Hunger Games spinoff movie. You loved Hunger Games, didn't you? Hey.
Oh,
that's the scene. Where's
Charlie? He's in there.
Yeah, Charlie, Moist Critical, #1 actor on our planet. But anyway, yeah. Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes gets release date at CinemaCon.
That's the title?
Oh,
that was a real question.
The title is Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So, what to catch you up on the Hunger Games lore, not necessarily the canon, but the lore in real life, is that, all the movies came out in the 2010s. They ended like when I was in college. And then in 2020, the author released a new book. And that book was called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is kind of like a prequel of sorts about, well, let me just read it for you. They've got the synopsis, which says, in this return to the Hunger Games, years before he would become the tyrannical president of Panem, 18-year-old Coriolanus Snow sees a chance for a change in fortunes when he is chosen to be a mentor for Lucy Gray Bard, the girl tribute from the impoverished District 12. You loved President Snow, didn't you, Jeremy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is another, not like, I don't always mean to be cynical and stuff like that, but it's just like movie studios don't seem to be getting with the times, and that's my biggest qualm recently. It's been like, this is, to me personally, years way too late to create
Yeah.
a Hunger Games spin-off movie. I'm assuming there's going to be no Jennifer Lawrence, and it's going to be based on a character who was, just okay. He was basically the villain.
When was the last Hunger Games? When did that come out?
Let us see if the article here, I'll put it up there.
Because I mean, it can't be as long as Avatar.
No. Okay, so this movie is coming out November 17th, 2023, and the last film, of course, they don't include that in there, but I believe it had to have been at least maybe 2016. I was just looking all this stuff up because of when I was doing my Twilight rewatch. Mockingjay Part 2 came out November 20th, 2015. So that's a 7 to 8 year stretch.
Maybe Marvel's got the right idea then with going for 10 more years, because I don't want this, right? Maybe you do just keep cranking out movies till.
Yeah, so there's no gap in the schedule, right? Like, to me, I guess I was like, the whole YA, young adult novel era is over.
I was about
not as far as like actual, huh?
I was about to ask how you felt about that. That was gonna be my question.
Yeah, I think it's over, and I think you had the three big titans, at least to me, were Harry Potter and Twilight and the Hunger Games, at least the films. And then when you started getting those spin-offs like Maze Runner and I think Mortal Instruments might have been one, those didn't catch on. They kind of fell off. They just didn't have, the spark that those other, big films had. And then that was it. Like, I think when Mockingjay came out, that's when the whole genre died. So I think it's reminding me of like my musicals talk too, right? Like, no one wants to go see a musical in the movies anymore, at least not everyone. So it's a dying genre, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to do that well.
Do you think there's a way, not to bring it back to Marvel again, but for them, because with these young adult movies, they're about this specific thing, and that's it until it's lame, right? So do you think maybe Marvel or superhero movies in general kind of have this magic formula of we could be whatever we want? Whatever's cool right now, we're going to be that thing. Right?
That's
like you can
possible.
have a Captain America, which is a war movie, and then Thor, which is Shakespeare, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are people who argue, or at least I've seen, some people say that there's no such thing as a superhero genre. Like each movie is their own genre. I don't necessarily subscribe to that,
I've heard someone say that. It's very pretentious.
But kind of like how like Joe and Anthony Russo were talking about, like you said, it's kind of like a subgenre, right? You can really mold it into whatever you want it to be. Like, Ant-Man would be more of a comedy than, I don't know, like the first Thor movie. So maybe they have an advantage. I do just think that it's more so the characters, and they've really established themselves as this universe who's always going to deliver great characters, and it's really hard not for them, except for maybe Eternals. Like, 5 episodes into Moon Knight, and I really like Stephen Grant. I like Mark Spector. I even like the girlfriend. I like Arthur. He's pretty cool. So I guess it doesn't take a lot to woo me in Marvel anymore because I trust them. But yeah, I think that's all that I had to catch up on. We didn't look at Margot Robbie Barbie.
Oh, okay.
Not that we need to.
No. I actually want to hear about it live because I have not heard about this either.
I really don't think there's much to see beyond the photo, and it's coming July 21st, 2023. I guess the photo's going to take a while because my computer is chugging. It's a live action adventure starring Margot Robbie. Oh yeah, it's going to open on the same day as Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling, Kate McKinnon, Alexandra Shipp, America Ferrera, Simu Liu are all in this movie. as well as Will Ferrell. And is directed by Greta Gerwig. So there's not really much
Will
of
Ferrell
a no, that's unfortunately going to go to the less attractive Ryan Gosling. So, yeah, unfortunately. No one is saying what this movie is going to be about, but
yeah.
I mean, she looks cute. She looks sweet. She's having a good
So it's
time
live
there
action.
in her, car. Definitely, yeah, 100% live action.
Well, I was wondering if they were going to do like a Lego movie and Will Ferrell's the dad again, who's evil. He's Mr. President Business or whatever.
Well, I mean, he could be. Maybe he'll be her father or something. Barbie. Listen again. As far as lore goes, I'm not all into the Barbie lore, so I think maybe we'll be getting a lot of answers about her tragic backstory and eventual turning into Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Everyone has a villain origin story. They'll never see it coming.
One bad night. That's all it takes.
Well, dude, that's all the news that I had. I knew this was gonna run kind of double our normal What's Up. It's not called What's Up Wednesday. That's old. That's for the old Mia J subscribers. Weekly news catch up, but this was fun. It was a lot of news, so I thought maybe I shouldn't just talk to myself anymore. Maybe I should bring you on.
Well, so I got one more thing. I don't know if I'm even supposed to announce this, but after this, you and I are going to a retreat to talk about the next 10 years of Mia Johnson.
That's right.
It's gonna be fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Next 10 more years of Mia J YouTube. Jeremy, I always hate when people throw. Where can we find you at, Jeremy? Where do you live on the internet?
You can find me on YouTube at Wisdom for You. That's WISDUMB4. The number 4, the letter U.
And what do you do on YouTube, dude?
I play Fortnite, but that's not doing it justice. I feel like I like to make parodies, funny moments, all those kind of good stuff. So please check it out. It's very funny.
And I do the thumbnails on his channel, not to brag, but I am the artistic director of that channel.
Yes, this is true.
So thanks, folks, for swinging by. If you're watching this not live, I appreciate you checking me out and enjoying your weekend, catching up on CinemaCon. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, because I guess the chat ends eventually. Yeah, we've got work to do after this. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
The fun ends, and now we have to make actual money. So we're gonna end this here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Adios.